Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Beacon Pines. It has been a minute. Unfortunately, I have been quite unwell for a full 2 weeks, and I still haven't completely shaken this sort of cough and stuff, so I haven't been able to record for a while, so I've left you all hanging a little bit. Because we still hadn't reached the end of this story. But maybe we'll gain some closure today. I'm not sure. We're on chapter 6. We are back with our little protagonist Luca, his bestie Rolo, and of course their new friend Beck. And they are in mission control, their treehouse. So let's dive in to chapter 6 and see what happens. The heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat. A modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window, used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work. The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pull every resource at their disposal. Pull every favour with a thread. Even enlist some unsavoury characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Well, we love a bargain. Luca, Beck and Rolo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse. They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments. Alright, quick recap. Rolo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. He of course has to specify cordially because Roxy is of course Rolo's big sister, although physically she's probably not bigger than him anymore since he has grown mysteriously. Me, Cordial is my middle name. And how do you plan to explain your new... He waved vaguely at Rolo's sizable figure. Circumstance. Bah, she'll be so happy I'm alive, she won't even notice. Beck snorted an involuntary giggle. And Beck, you're sure Ilona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay, that leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. You may remember Jeff is my favourite because he has the funniest voice. How are you going to persuade them? I'll think of something. They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded. Welp, Godspeed. So, we, as Luca, need to enlist the help of Jeff. Enlist the help of Iggy and Tish. Let's speak to our fisherman friend. Oh, we can't. I know we've got things to be doing. As always, I've been distracted. I'm just checking whether we have used all of the charms. I love that little tinkly noise. Okay, I didn't actually mean to do that, but can I leave? Yes, okay. I know there's an achievement for finding all of the things that you can fish out of the pond, which is why I keep checking it. But we don't have any new charms, so we can't do that just yet. Who's this? Right, so where are we going? We need to find Jeff. And we need to find Iggy and Tish. There's a clipboard. Run rings around him. Okay. Well, let's see what our friend with the book has to say. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow. I admire the conviction. But can he really pull through? Of course he can, if we're talking about Luca, that is. Right, we're up to the calf. Nope. Okay. I don't know where I don't know what Jeff does. Does he run one of the shops or something? I don't know where to find him. Last Chance Diner. There's our little friend Dawn. Yawn. You ever wondered why an agricultural company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards. They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. You're so right, Dawn. It's like corporations in general. Guess Mrs. Fratelli is getting ready for the festival. She must be. Well, let's head to the woods, I guess. See if Iggy is there. Oh, here's Jeff. Hey, Jeff. What can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate perennial harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So, we're going to break into the headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help. Jeff wheezed out a long snicker. Yes, see, I knew you kids were alright. Great, so you'll help. The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly. Not a chance. But give me one good reason why I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals. Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind. Junk. Hide. Well, Jeff does collect junk. Maybe that will work. Junk. Yeah, what of it? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Damn it. Okay, it didn't work. Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again. Well, let's go with fight. Fight! I've done enough fighting for one lifetime and more of my share of losing. Time's come to hang up the gloves. Jeff, you're making this really difficult. Hide. Shit. Let's go with the swear. Shit. Yeah, it's all shit. I still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit? Okay, well, if hide doesn't work, then we're kind of screwed. Hide. Jeff's brow perked up. What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then. Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigour. Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid. Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh. Oh, say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do, but you'll never hear 'em say I hid from nothing. One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home. What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just a thing. And while we're at it, that crate should come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs should cover it. Put it on my tab. Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated. Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. Sweet. Well, we've got Jeff on board. Can we go in the library? I don't know that we would find who we need there. No. Right, on we go then, to the woods. I assume this is where we'll find them. Oh, here they are. They're not even quite in the woods. Hey, Tish, look who it is. Luca, are you here to try to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out. Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously. We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of shit or malice. I guess shit to each other. Iggy gave a reluctant shrug. You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda hard. Hard, you know. Hard. Yeah, life's always hard. Get over it. We ain't interested. Okay. Strange it is then. Luca knew they'd need Iggy and Tish to pull this off. He tried again. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of shit to each other. Iggy gave a reluctant shrug. You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda strange, you know. Iggy considered the point. Things have been weird around here. So, I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we pull or break? Pull. I don't know which works here. Break. Break our hostilities, at least for now. We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ. A wide-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face. My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. And after all this is done, maybe you and Tish can come and hang out at the treehouse sometime. Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement. Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We'd just like to cause chaos. With a quick nod, Luca was off. Did you hear that, Tish? Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile. He invited us to hang out at the tree house. A single tear ran down Tish's cheek. I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. Oh, the first time Tish said something, and it was beautiful. Chapter 7. Excuse me while I take a quick sip of my drink. Still have a very tickly throat. Okay, chapter 7. Into the hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time. Something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. "We're locked and loaded on my end." And Rolo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rolo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach perennial harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence. Rolo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms. Amazing, he basically just has a dash. "Just stay calm, Rolo, you can do this." Right, he's pushing that crate in. "Got your delivery here." Delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. "I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning." "Right." He had to think quick. "That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret." Rolo sighed, adjusting his tool belt. "You know how the founder can be." I suppose we can leave this one off the records." Well, that was easy, wasn't it? "Our harvest awaits and such." With a stroke of his moustache, Rolo proceeded into the perennial harvest headquarters. "Our harvest awaits." "Package here for the founder." "Oh, I didn't hear anything about..." "Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing." I'll just check." He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard. "This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in." "Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form..." Rolo interrupted, with urgency in his voice. "Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral." I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?" Rolo panicked. "Harvest awaits." "Sir, that's a restricted area." "Excuse me, sir." "Our harvest awaits." "Ready to light this candle, Tish?" "Yup." "Suck on this, perennial ham fist." Iggy sure does love his fireworks. What was that? The distraction was enough for Rolo to regain his confidence. "Just open the damn door. I got a job to do." The clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy. I should check on that noise." "Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already." Okay. Phew. That was close. "Our harvest awaits." Hey, I figure, when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one, but you pulled it off. Nice work, Rolo. Alright, everyone knows what to do. Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. We need to locate the founder's office. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. Well, that's not that odd, I suppose, if everyone uses their own reusable bottles. It's going to be a bit of a maze, isn't it? Oh dear, I'm going to have to keep track of where I went. Oh dearie me. Oh no, Solomon. Solomon stopped in his tracks. Luca, what are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay? A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically. No, I am most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes. How did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang. Okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan. Solomon's facade briefly faltered. We? Yeah, Rolo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way. Luca happened to notice a plaque above the door. Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate. Luca tried the handle. Locked. Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism. Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like that. Luca smiled and looked at his watch. Let's just wait a minute. I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it. She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle. Howdy. Good afternoon. I like that she just walks straight past him with a shovel and he doesn't bat an eyelid. The light on the keypad changed from red to green. How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us. Oh, Luca. Oh, I hope you're going to be okay. Luca switched on his walkie-talkie. Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. That's a reference to Les Mis, if I remember correctly. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friends, Solomon. On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field. Surely you don't have a way to get around the password. Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background. It's like the Matrix. How did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the Founder uses such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess at something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves. Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile. Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck. Luca quickly scanned the columns for 24601. Rolo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery lout even doing down here? We have a friend whose mum is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door's marked 13806. Once again, Luca scrutinised the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button. Maybe this one opens the lock. Crap, we've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec, I can't think with all the noise. He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger. Here it is, 13806, go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. He's not. Oh man, no water cups. Rolo. Well, I guess that's going to come into play at some point. They keep mentioning it. Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in. Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie. You can turn off the alarms, they're trapped. With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway. That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little shit just kick me? Don't just stand there after them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I am having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we've got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mum! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the young chemist's lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who is your adult friend? Oh, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible. Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth. Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars, consistent with Tempus liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mum, what the hell is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempus liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to fires, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempus Liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious. You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists. Yes, I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempus Liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right? Nellie sighed. Oh, you know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities. They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mum, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I have heard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modewell heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant. Solomon muttered inaudibly. I don't just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring. Solomon once again muttered under his breath. Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing. Luca tugged on each of the cabinets. Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell. Luca held his hand up to the ashtray. Still warm. He must have been in here recently. Luca, he's still in here. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise. With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway. Lock it, lock it, lock it. Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was all swarming with clipboards. Rolo, before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me, I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Everyone else, huddle up. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no. Hush now, child, the adults are speaking. Dr. Modewell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's... Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a second look, she peered into his soul. Ha! Yes, now you've got it. Tempus liquamine, you discovered how to reverse the process. Solomon clapped with genuine delight. Very good, Dr. Modewell, very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional. Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form, and the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please. Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand. May I present to you the eighth wonder of the... Before he could finish, Rolo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm. Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it. Rolo casually tossed the vial to Luca. Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste. Luca jiggled the vial mockingly. Seize him! Luca, over here. Move another inch and I'll smash it. She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables. You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency. He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity. But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed. A deep uncertainty washed over Beck. You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this ends. She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon. That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it. We can't trust he's right. With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick. Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review. The blood drained from Kerr's face. Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. And to think all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is all of this because of me? Ha! I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father always was a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work. Solomon shook his head with gratification. But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life. A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls. Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Well, crap. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rolo, you just need some time. Rolo, it's over. We lost. Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought. Sorry, Luca, give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey, I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just... we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Time seems like less of an issue for him now. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind a letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine. The colour dropped from Luca's face. She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. trusted perennial harvest, so he kept her whereabouts secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realised that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work, and it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion. Luca was overwhelmed with emotion. But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now? A sudden explosion sounded from the hall. Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow and steal to acquire these explosives. How many nights had she spent visualising how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damn hole that had swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rolo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance of vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had. Gran, what are you doing here? Luca, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rolo. Hey, Mrs. Luca's Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on everyone, we've got a party to crash. They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out. Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. We've got to stop him. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips. No. Oh, well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh, Beck, what did you do? With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back? I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little chunk change malice. Let's do malice. Malice, the whiskey from his office. Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Now that's what I call 80 poof whiskey. Damn, dude. the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing. Well, I enjoyed him going pop, but I guess that wasn't the game's preferred ending. I'm just going to double check back that there aren't any other ones we have lost. No. Okay, so Malice was an ending, but not the correct ending. I don't know. Right, so I'm recording this after I selected change, which was the proper ending, but I'm going to insert this in the middle just so that we've exhausted all options. I've just realised also I'm not whispering. So I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realised he drank his own cigar ash. How did ashes get into the vial? It was pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. Pa always says bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh? Hard to kick. Very good, Pa. You can all call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Oh, that was weird. Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit. As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab a hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way. Fair enough. Okay. Well. We'll pick the final option and what will give us the best ending, let's say, the good ending. I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change, let's say. Like pocket change. You're unlucky, Penny. Yeah, I plopped it into the vial when no one was looking. What's that going to do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine. His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. Holy crap, he's a baby. Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologise for all the harm awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty. "Augustus, we do what Valentines always do. What must be done? I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you." She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Heiress addressed the crowd with a stern scowl. "Okay, everyone, the show is over. You may leave now." Epilogue. Beacon Pine's coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had, and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rolo and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason. Rolo, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. Okay, well, let's check in with Rolo at the treehouse. Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights. Wonder if she's here. Oh, she is. Mum, I'm ready to go now. You go on without me, I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny, I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing, but now I enjoy it. I might head up here, since we haven't been up here for a while. Ah yes, the grave is no longer here. There's Roxy. I hear you and Rolo have big plans for that little tree house. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity 1 Rolo, 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Ilona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture set up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown, literally. This morning he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head. But I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Beck's really going for it, so I feel like this might be the good ending. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Ilona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next? When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right. Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here. This is something I can be proud of. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Slow and Dirty Harvest, eh? Okay, well let's go check in with Rolo, should we? Or should we look around a bit more first? I'm not sure. I'd better not dilly-dally. Gotta check the treehouse, okay. Gotta get to the treehouse. Well, that's told me. Let's see what Mr. Sinclair's to say. How's the napping this morning? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously. Yeah, an honest to goodness, flip-flopping, swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. It's been at least 7 years since I've caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What'd you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. That's funny. I wonder if we can catch a fish. But within this memory, it doesn't seem likely, does it? We've used all of them. I'm just going to try it again, just in case. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Okay, no fish for me. Let's go to the treehouse. A little higher. Yup. Little lower. Yup. Little higher. Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. Oh, you're right. Lead the way. Check in with Beck. Okay, off we go. Over the bridge. That heiress. Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon, Sharper, doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I, so we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modewell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmoulded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavouring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball. Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes. That would be acceptable. Let's see what our bookworm has to say. He looked to his friends with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong. Everything that did go wrong. We made it. The end. Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath. Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Well, that's funny. She entirely missed all the things going on. Who's this? What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today. Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, also William Kerr, aka William Kerr, just performed a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he has plenty of time to work on his craft. Let's have a quick hello to Dawn, shall we? I'm glad you swung by. More follow-up questions for your story? Nope, I got everything I need. Thanks again for that. I sent a draft of the story to a reporter in Capital City, and they offered me an internship. Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter. I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals. Sorta writes itself, if you think about it. Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter. Capital City isn't that far away. I'm gonna have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into. Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over. Ha! We both know that's not true. What makes you say that? Call it a reporter's intuition. Right, let's see Mrs. Fratelli. Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile. Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of uncumbered tranquility. Excuse me, would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand, margaritas and forgotten obligations. Excuse me, I'd love to place an order. Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm. Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mum to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you yet. You two are going to fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times. It's fine, I'll wait. Let's check the library. Over the school year, Cato and Bert had become close friends. But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found a new species of fungus? Yep, and they are studying it in the new labs. Did you know that Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the country? Was that country or county? I might have misread it. Yep, close to the population before perennial harvest moved in. It typically went on like this for quite some time. I can't believe it's over. Yeah, the town's really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. It just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that. Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder, laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics. Was the first issue of Hank Atomic. Piper, are you reading Hank Atomic? Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kind of got a reputation to uphold. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh, to experience it again for the first time. I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice. At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go. Sure thing. Hey, Mr. Nungreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still... Mr. Nungreed shook his head. You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You can run along now. With perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused. Come on. No one is too big, no one is too small. For Jeff's wild ride. Well, maybe not completely unused. Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Me. That's very funny. Just charging children to fly down some tubes. There she is. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like pulling down roots. I guess I decided this place is not root worthy. Not worthy. This place is root worthy. You're going to be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mum's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Well, oh no, I missed our little insect friend, didn't I? Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dynasties Didius, and that's good. It's great. I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. Well, that's good news. The beetles have returned. Well, I think... Oh no, I thought we'd looked everywhere, but we didn't go south from the town square, so let's just have a look there. And actually, let's maybe go to the cafe first and see if we can talk to people there, since we're wrapping things up. Luca, did you want a biscotti? On the house? I don't really have time. Sariel, you gotta come and see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Oh, loot me. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud or something. As if I know. It's too late. You're now officially a person that cares. Wow, back for seconds. If it's not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. I'm inclined to agree. Hey Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour? Sure thing. My dad's making me stock the shelves for the summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say builds calluses. Builds character. Yeah, it builds something alright. I had no idea until now that he was her dad. Luca, can I interest you in a delicious apple? He playfully waggled an apple. No thanks, just saying hello. Well, hello then. Mind telling your mum we need a new crate of jam? Already? It's funny, I used to hide this stuff in the back, terrified that someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam. Lovely. Just kick the melon for old time's sake. So that little tent that had the history of Beacon Pines has gone. I feel like we were meant to find another badge. A charm even. Well, I think we've sort of looked everywhere. I'm going to take the ride fucking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, these rides on the house, you're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Off we go. We're here. And Eleanor's with us. I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together. Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know, you don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me, we're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing. Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh God. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mum, can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more, because his two favourite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey Dad, Dr. Modwell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in, big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go, but that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. we finally did it. We closed the book and we got a happy ending, more or less, for everyone involved, which is really sweet. Well, I hope you enjoyed Vegan Vines. I really did. I've really enjoyed the music. Actually, it's been really good, and just the story in general. And it's a really cool, a very cool way of telling the story, having those different branches, kind of like a choose your own adventure. But we finally concluded this game, and we can draw a line under that and say goodbye to Beacon Pines. I will hopefully be starting something new soon. I know I still have a few games that I haven't yet concluded, so I will be finishing those as well. I've been a bit set back, obviously, by being unwell, but I will be releasing some more videos soon once I've managed to get recording. Anyway, thank you very, very much for joining me, for watching, and for watching all the previous episodes if you have done. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you like this sort of thing. And I will see you hopefully in another video. I'll let the music play out. Goodbye.